Welcome. Thanks for joining us today. We are putting on the Ritz jewelry. We're excited to be here today. Today we are going to be making rings. So we're going to make a series of 4 or 5 different rings. Today we are using our 22 gauge wire. We are using a 20 gauge wire. All depends on the style of ring that I'm making as to why I switch mine, and I can explain that while we're working. I am using the chain nose pliers and a flush cutter. So either one of those, and then a ring mandrel. The ring mandrel I have today has that little groove in the back, and the reason I like that is because when we're working with larger beads, that bead slides in that little groove and we get a true to size beaded ring. We are going to use a series of different materials. We're using some glass rosettes, some crystals, opalite, and then we're also using some upcycled vintage jewelry that I took apart. This is moon glow, so super fun. A little bit of Swarovski crystal as well. I've already pre-cut some of my wires, so we'll be ready to go. Most of my wires I cut at 10 inches, and like I said, I pre-cut them just so I don't have to stop and measure each time. One thing I am going to do is, you can hold this in your lap when you're working, but for video purposes, I'm going to put it in a little vise. You could use just a tabletop vise or anything. This happens to be a ring step mandrel. It already has its vise, but I am going to use it today for our recording purposes. So I'm just going to insert that in there, and then to assure that it doesn't move around on me, I'm going to tighten that down. So I think everything should still be in view for you, but just for ease. So we're going to start with one of our 22 gauge wires and our Swarovski crystals. I'm going to start with a 4mm crystal. And then I'm going to add a 6mm crystal and end with another 4mm crystal. All right. So we're going to go ahead and do the size 8 ring here. So I'm going to take my crystals, and the groove is on the bottom. We are going to slide that in right about there, and we're just going to push up with our wires so that they crisscross and come down. We're going to rotate them around one time and bring them up nice and snug. So like that. You can't really see what's going on in the bottom of the ring, but now we're going to flip it. So we're going to turn it this way. Our little beads are going to slide a little bit, but that's okay. And what we're going to do is rotate our wire around, kind of holding everything together. We're still on the 8, rotating around that way and rotating around this way. So see how we've done that. And then we're going to take our wire and we're going to go in between the 6mm and the 4mm on that side, and the 6mm and the 4mm on this side. We're going to slide that whole thing off of the mandrel, and then we want to push our wire through. We don't want to try and feed that in through. So I'm going to secure everything on this side. I'm going to use my thumb and push through and pull, and we're going to bring it out to the outer edge here. We're going to wrap it around 3 times. So that's 2, pushing it in every time, and a 3rd time on the top. And I like to end across the top. And then we're going to flip the ring. Got to make sure our piece is still secure there. Again, push that in, wrap it around 1 time, wrap it around 2 times, and a 3rd coming around. And you can see that 10 inches of wire is pretty close to being used up without much waste. Flush cutter coming in. We're going to trim right there. And we're going to trim right here. So I'm lifting up just a smidge on that wire. Now we have sharp edges here, so we want to make sure that our edges are not going to poke out. So you're just going to use your chain nose and you're going to come in here and just lightly pinch down until that is gone. You may ask, why did we not put that on the underneath so you can't see it? I found that when I put those cuts on the underneath, it hides it, but it also has room for a little bit of scratching on your finger, so I choose to put mine on the top. I am going to pop it back on the mandrel and push it to my 8, and then it is reshaped in the size of that ring. So here's a variation in the copper, and this was our antique silver. You can see that you can get quite a few differences out of that style. We have it in the teal and blue there. And then that same style, like we just did, is done in a round one there. And this one we bumped up to a 8mm in the center, so you can really see the difference between that 6mm and that 8mm. So those are examples of that one. Next, we're going to jump up to our 20 gauge wire. And we're going to make our rosette. So the little rosette ring, we'll make a pink one now. So I'm just going to find the opening of the bead, and this bead happens to have clear on one side and AB on the other, so you do want to make sure you choose which one you want facing up. In this instance, I'm going to have the AB finish, so that's going to face down in my picture so that it is actually up when we wear it. Again, we're going to pop that underneath, just holding it. I'm going to actually show you one little trick before I do that. Let's go ahead and secure the bead. So I'm going to just grab the wire and bend here, flip it and grab the wire at a 90-degree angle and bend there. If I do that ahead of time, it actually is going to allow for a little bit more even spacing. I've learned if I don't do that, sometimes one is bent at a little wider angle. So this assures that it's a little bit more evenly spaced. And it's a little easier to pop it on there. So we're going to make sure that that AB finish is facing down towards the table. And then you can see that they're crisscrossed. We're going to bring one down to the right, one down to the left. And then when we're going around this ring, we want to make sure that the left side goes to the outside of the wire and this one goes to the outside of the bead on this side. And I'll explain that when I bring it back around, what that would look like. If I did not do what I just explained and I went to the right side, you would have them on the wrong side of your stone. So if that makes sense. We're also going to tuck it down underneath of the stone itself. And then we're just going to wrap. So we're going to this is where this little mandrel comes in handy. It's going to look like it's kitty wampus at first, but I'm just going to use the gravity. We're going to wrap one time and a second time for this particular bead because it's quite wide. It only allows me to go 2 times. And then we're going to slide it off and we're going to finish it just like the last one. This time we're going to push in from the back and wrap it around. And I'm going to do that again 3 times. Sometimes they get a little short, so you're going to grab your chain nose and assist with that. And one more time. 3 times is just a preference. You do not have to do 3 times. That's 2 times is very secure with this 20 gauge wire. Going to go ahead and push that one through. Grab a hold of that. 20 gauge wire also is a little bit stiffer because of the gauge, and so you're fiddling with it just a little bit more, which is why that tool comes in handy. However, I'm not touching the part that's going to stay on the ring with the tool. I'm just grabbing the end that I'm going to cut away. So that's a little tip as well. Let's get that around one more time. And then we need to trim. So before I lay that across all the way flush, I come in with these cutters and I try to go about halfway and snip that off. So let's get that like so. Flip it around, do the other one right away, and then we'll tamp everything down. I always put my finger over the little piece that I'm cutting off so it doesn't fly up and hit anyone if you're working around somebody else. And then taking your flush cutter or your flush chain nose, you're just going to tamp that down again and make sure with your finger you don't feel any sharp edges. And then we'll do the other side. All right. Now sometimes this ring wire will jump over to the other side and you have a little crisscross. And if it happens, you're just going to come in and you're going to take your tool and just squish and push towards the side that you want it to go back to. Because then it's going to lay next to each other instead of over top of each other. And you can do that to both sides. And this particular one, we have a little bit of a size difference. So we're going to go with the shorter one in because it's a tapered mandrel. So if you put the shorter one in first, it's going to stretch that one to the other size. And we actually made a 9 on this one, but those are even now. And there is your rosette ring. Those are so fun. That same style is done with the moon glow. So we've used that same design. And then using the barrel as well with that. All right, so we're going to make another similar to the moon glow here. We're going to use this beautiful AB crystal. This one has just a beautiful disco ball effect. So what we're going to do is we're going to bend again on either side. That just assures that the stone is going to stay in place. We're going to slide that underneath. And remember, we have that groove under there, which is nice. We're going to go to the shy of an 8, bringing it down and around, making sure that it's on either side of the bead underneath there. You can also test for that when you flip it around. And then you're going to, again, now on this one, because it's so raised up, I like to do one extra step. I take my fingernail and I push just a smidge on that side and I push just a little bit on that side. And what that's going to do, if you can see that in the camera, it gives you just a little bit of an indent where we're going to put our wires. So we're going to rotate. We're going to do that again. And now because this is a smaller bead, we can go a third time if we wanted to, just to kind of give it a fuller look. You could also grab more wire if you chose. I'm going to slide that off, and then we're going to rotate that around. When I get to that end one, I will sometimes help push it around with the tool, and I should not even have to cut anything off of that side. This one turned out to be the perfect length. So there's 1 wrap, 2 wraps, and then 3. So we'll need to trim on this one. You can see that they're not evenly always on my wire, which is why I do 10 inches, and then I just have to cut off just a smidge. And then we're going to pop that back on, rotate it around, and then slide it up. We're back at our 7 3/4. I'm looking at it backwards. So, and there is our beautiful disco ball ring. We're going to do one more style. We're going to do this beautiful little opalite ring. And we are going to use our 22 gauge. All of these can be done with 22 or 20. It's just your preference. This one's going to be the 22 gauge, only because I'm going to go across the top and I don't want the thicker wire to take away too much of the stone. So we're going to make this one about a size 7. I'm going to bring it down. Remember, we're staying on the same sides of the wire. You can almost see that, and then we're going to flip it around, staying at that 7. I'm going to go ahead and hold those down, give it a little bit of a divot on either side. This one likes to stick up just a smidge as well. I'm going to make sure that that's nice and secure. We're going to rotate 1 time. And see how that jumped off of there? You want to make sure that you get that underneath of the bead. And then let's go ahead and adjust that. See, we always sometimes even lose it. And then this time I'm going to rotate 2 times. That's all I have for wire on that one. But I'm going to go across on both of those so you can get just a little bit of a design. and then you're going to wrap. So we're going to rotate that around. And then the same with this one, pushing it in and around. And I only did 2 on the other side, so what you do on one side, do on the other. You usually do 3, but we ran out of wire on that one because we use that extra crisscross up top. And that just gives you a whole different look, kind of a fun little crisscross effect. We're going to go back underneath here, and now we do have our wires twisted, it looks like, so we're going to fix that before we continue. So we're just going to rotate that. See how I fix that? And then stretch it back to our 7 1/4, our 6 3/4. I keep saying that because I'm upside down on my mandrel. And there you have another beautiful ring. Thank you so much for joining us today. You can find us on Whatnot at Putting on the Ritz Jewelry, or on our website at puttingontheritsjewelry.com. Thank you.